Okay, mattress stitch. So for this one, you're gonna need an embroidery needle. It's got a pretty blunt edge. They come in different sizes. The smaller size would be easier because that way you don't have to fight with trying to get through the stitches. So you're gonna have to cut a lot of pieces of yarn for this stitch because this is the end of your tail. So you'll just cut like maybe like 1.5 times as long as your piece is through the seam, a piece of yarn, and then thread it through your embroidery hook. And then you're going to go to the bottom. Oh, okay, so you were talking about how your corners are not actually points, they're like curved. You could force the point by getting the second stitch and connecting it to the second stitch like that. And then once you do these 2 blocks as well, it'll like pull them all into a point. Or you could start at like the 3rd stitch or whichever stitch is easier to, and it would create kind of like a little eyelet like that. So that's up to you. It doesn't change the way that you join them, it just changes which stitch you start on. So I'm just gonna start on my 2nd stitch because these are just done in rows. So you're gonna pull out a little bit and you're gonna find that one starting stitch. So it should be that the little V shape, and you're just gonna put your needle through that. And then you'll find that on this one too, right there. And pull through and leave a little tail. And then you have your garter row, which I know that you did diagonal, but I think that you'll still be able to find a garter row. So basically if you're gonna work on right side, stay on the right side stitches. So that would be every other. If you're gonna work on wrong side, the same, just work on every wrong side stitch. So I'm working on the wrong side stitches right now. So you pulled through that one, you're gonna come back to this side, get the next stitch right there, and then get it on this side too, right there. And you're gonna pull that through. You can lay on that first one, it's gonna be a little, careful not to pull that all the way out. Tighten it a little bit. Go to the next one, find that stitch right there. The stitch is right there. Pull it tight. Your colors are probably going to be similar. I know that you have different color squares, so just try to make sure that it is a little even in case you can see the color on the other side, on the other square. And then you just keep going. Don't over tighten. Try to keep it at a tension that is similar to your stitch tension over here. That way it doesn't like cram together and pucker up weird and stuff. Like that one's probably, like you don't want to do that because it'll be really hard on the seam. You can do that if you don't care about that, but that's what's going to happen. So you have a loose seam here, a hard seam there. Get the next stitch. My dumb tail keeps getting caught. If you pull upward, it'll make the stitch go diagonal and be more uniform. Kind of move it, go upward, uniform, a little more uniform. So I'm just gonna pull it apart a little bit more dramatically, and you'll see it's a pretty strong seam. So, and then at the end you just tie it off, like you connect where you want, tie a knot, and then weave it back into your work with the needle, which I'm sure that you've done with tails. You just kind of go up and down with your tail and clip really close to the edge. Cut, dang it. And then it's hidden. So that's a mattress stitch. It's a little sloppy, but you get the idea. Then I'm going to do another video for you.